Hello everybody, welcome back. It's been like a couple of weeks since I played this game because we did Man Eater last week for Shark Week. Hello Ocean Master, how you doing? Welcome in. I hope you're having a lovely day. It'll be like late afternoon for you, I think, if I remember correctly. I'm really bad with time zones, so I don't know. I'm doing well. I am good. But yeah, it's been a couple weeks since I played this game, so we're going to see what I remember of the story and what I remember of how to play the game. So it's going to be very exciting. Basically, we have found our way to New Orleans, if you want to say it. I don't know, correctly, incorrectly, whichever. 2 p.m. Nice. And yeah, we're chasing down there's like something to do with a bank and some gems. I remember that. They were trying to sell the gems and the bank was doing it for them, I believe. Pieces of evidence are leading to New Orleans. Seems that the kidnappers are using the services of the banking house of E.W. Gray to sell gems. And our main Mind Palace question for the moment is, who is the jewel seller? A. That's their name. Their name is A. We got to figure out what they're doing. So, I believe we are heading to the jewel seller. Are we heading to the Harbour Master's office, or is that where I currently am? I'm currently at the Harbour Master's office. I need to ask some people.
May I ask you something? Oh, I know this. Yeah, let me help.
Surely you guys all know where the bank is. That can't be hard to find. The bank can be found on the street up from the port on the left side of the Harbour Master office building, opposite Chinatown. Ooh, nice. Remember how to run. So, I assume this is the Harbour Master office, or is that just the train station? No, that one's the train station. Okay. That must be the Harbour Master office. They said to the left of the Harbour Master office. Is it just this big building here? Oh no, that's the police department. Okay. Ooh, sorry. It said opposite Chinatown, so I guess we'll find Chinatown? Bernadotti Limited. That is what it said, right? Bank can be found on the street up from the port on the left side of the Harbour Master building. That is what it says. Alright, it's probably this big building here, right? Surely. Banking house of E.W. Gray. What a name for a bank.
Auction's about to start.
Yeah, that's me. I don't remember if that's someone that we are actually aware of and pretending to be. Squints myopia. Okay. Interesting. Hidden tabloid newspaper, Abe Lincoln Alive. Nice. Very informative. Something in the pocket. Sandwich. This guy came prepared. He came with his trash news book and his sandwich. He's ready to go. Alright, critical thinker or a paranoid fool. The guard at the bank is a real character. Throwing a sandwich in his pocket to save time while reading Abe Lincoln Alive makes him a critical thinker who questions everything, even the truth. Myopia is a result of constant reading to the detriment of one's health. Or storing a sandwich in his pocket while reading Abe Lincoln Alive makes the guard a paranoid fool with bad taste. Besides, the man has myopia. I mean, the critical thinker has more reasoning behind it, but I feel like this guy's just a paranoid fool. Anyone who reads a tabloid magazine is probably a paranoid fool. At least anyone who reads it and thinks it's true. Yeah, let's go with it. I am Frank Barnaby, sure.
Now, if you'll excuse me.
Well, hold up. Written invitation
Ooh.
first.
Can I present another piece of identification?
Nope. That's why we sent the invitation.
That's unfortunate. Sherlock's also been having some creepy visions, and he's getting some really red eyes. I feel like he's not been sleeping well, or like
Over here.
at all.
Any luck? None. They're holding an auction, invitation only. The good news is, I know who might have one. We need to find Mr. Barnaby.
Who?
Frank Barnaby.
Mr. Barnaby, obviously.
Mr. Barnaby will be happy to share his invitation. Let us first find him, then we can see if he is the generous type.
I mean, if he's local, then wouldn't the guy have realised when we spoke with our British accent that in fact we were not him? Just saying. Frank Barnaby is the owner of an invitation to the bank auction. Alright. Let's go ask some people, I suppose. Where are we right now? Oh my gosh. The number of times that's going to happen is a lot. So we're over on that right hand street near the yellow and the red lines. Oh yeah, I can see it. It says bank. It didn't show up as a location though. Seems weird. This seems to be as far as we can go in this direction. Let's go into Chinatown. Anybody in Chinatown got some news for me? Do I have to change my outfit to talk to people in Chinatown?
A city within a city.
I mean, technically it's a town within a city. The locals say that he owns a shop in Chinatown called Barnaby's Hidden Gems.
It is as though we have been
Okay.
transported to the Orient itself.
I mean, helpful, but also, where is that? These names are written in Chinese, shockingly, in Chinatown. It does have the English translation underneath, so that helps. I don't know if it'll do like a pop-up with the location when I find it, or if I have to actually be looking at the names and paying attention. It doesn't want me to talk to people anymore, so I mustn't be able to find anything else out that way. Salon. Have to just find it, I think. Casino, hell yes. I feel like this little strip was the only other bit that seemed like it might be Chinatown. What is that place? Ah, Barnaby's Hidden Gems. Excellent.
Rather unassuming for a jewellery store.
Damn. He at it again. Barnaby still owes you. If he can't pay in greenbacks, he'll pay in blood.
What was that I
May I ask you
hear?
a question?
I'm bone tired, but yeah, I'll help you.
Oh, so generous. Two gentlemen say that Barnaby owes them money. He is a known alcoholic and is currently getting drunk at a local bar called the Giddy Gator in the Creole Quarter. He can be recognised by a yellow hat and green jacket. Okay. Very helpful, gentlemen. Thank you. The Giddy Gator. What a name. I don't know which one is the Creole Quarter just yet. But, oh, that looks like a sign for Giddy Gator right there.
This place has a Spartan charm, does it not?
It does. My soul will always yearn for London's gloom, but it reminds me of Cordona in a nice way.
This is... I mean, it's terrible, but it's really quite nice in here, in this little alleyway with its nice vines outside. So what was it? Yellow hat, green jacket? Well, I think I found him. Ooh. John's teleporting right next to me there.
Unconscious, but with his eyes open. Look, Watson. The two of you are just alike.
Alright, well, he is breathing,
Oh, great. So I look like a haggard alcoholic.
so I guess that's good. When they said unconscious with his eyes open, I was convinced he was dead. But he does seem to be breathing. Mr. Barnaby, the banking house of E.W. Gray, invites you to participate in a closed auction. We are pleased to present a selection of rare and extraordinary black opals for sale. Please contact our employee to receive more information. We strongly urge you to wear the cleanest suit you have and be sober. One more unacceptable incident you'll be and we will exclude you from our list of buyers.
What have you got? An idea. First, we'll need Mr. Barnaby's clothes.
It really seems like they would know what Barnaby looked like.
Holmes,
I don't know why they thought
Time
at
is of the
all
essence.
that I could
You'll
have
go
been
to
him.
Frank, not as yourself,
But
as
okay.
Frank Barnaby.
Holmes, we look nothing alike.
The hat and coat will do the heavy lifting. Just stay cool, play the part.
Stay
No one will notice
cool.
the difference. Trust me.
Holmes, must we really indulge in this farce?
Ah,
It worked
gorgeous.
in Scotland, didn't it? Sure, if you could find the word worked.
Oh dear. Alright. I'm just gonna go back the way I came. Kitty! Kitty cat! So cute. Your eyes are a little bit crazy, but you're cute. Aww. Little sad kitty.
Where's my cash, Frank? In the bartender's tip jar?
Well, I guess it's working. People think I'm Frank. He must walk around with his yellow hat and his green jacket a lot. I don't even know that the other guy had a mustache.
Where's the money, Barnaby?
I'll wait here so as not to arouse suspicion.
Oh, good for you, Sherlock. Good decision. Is that a gun? That is a gun.
Right you are. Shop owner.
With the British accent. Just don't mind the accent. Don't worry about it.
You okay, sir? Seem to have the jumps.
I'm in a rush.
Come on in.
This is so stupid. But I'll take it. Oh, alright, we're in now. There's also... There
Never seen gems so big.
should be a button. Yeah, that one. Left button does the pulse. Black opal, origin Australia. I had a feeling black opals were Australian. 40 carats, rarest stone believed to be a piece of a shattered space rock that fell to Earth. 40 carats, that sounds like a lot. I don't know much about
This might
carats,
help, so I'll make a note.
but seems like a lot of carats. Plaque with philanthropists. The banking house of E.W. Gray thanks its fine philanthropists H. Armitage Dillard, E. Arneson French Quarter, J. Atkinson, St. Thomas, R. Carter French Quarter, B. Chambers Michaud, S. Clemens St. Thomas, G. Engel in Fillmore, M. Hartnett Faubourg Marigny, J. Howlett Lakeview. I don't know how to pronounce most of those places, but anyway. No pass. No pass indeed. Understood. Thank you, game. Do we actually have something we're supposed to be doing here? The bank can be found on the street. The bank is closed to visitors. The guard can let only Frank Barnaby in. Watson managed to get past Barnaby. Yes. Just pieces of the clue are leading to here. The banking house of E.W. Gray will be hosting a closed auction for black opals. The bank doesn't disclose the origin of the rare stones. However, the bank clerk, Mrs. Zoe Clemens, has confirmed the authenticity of each stone. I thank you, Zoe. No offense, not sure what a bank clerk knows about black opals, but anyway. Same thing as before. Alright.
May I ask you something?
Do any of these people tell me anything?
To help you. I'm sorry.
No. They're just trying to answer a question that I don't
Morning,
actually
sir,
have.
and welcome to the E.W. Gray Banking House. The auction will begin
Hello,
shortly.
Zoe.
Name's Zoe Clemens, and I'd be delighted to help you.
Pleasure to meet you, Miss Clemens. I am Frank Barnaby. I do have some questions, if you don't mind.
Come on. Come on, Watson. About the previous owner. That's more like what we want to know, but I just want to ask what's special about the
Gems are all
stones.
curious. What can you tell me about them?
These rare beauties are black opals, all the way from Coober Pedy, South Australia. When they catch the light, the dark stone
Coober
becomes a
Pedy.
brilliant rainbow. It's something special.
I'm fairly certain. I hope. I will be very embarrassed if that is not correct, but I'm pretty
Piqued
sure.
my curiosity, but
It would be Cooperpedy, not Cooperpedy.
Sir, I ain't at liberty to disclose them details.
Could the gems
it
be
doesn't say where
stolen?
these stones came from. No provenance, no previous owner. I'm starting to suspect they were illegally procured.
How
We
dare
would
you
never.
suggest such a
I
thing?
can assure you these gems were bought from one of New Orleans' most upstanding citizens, a philanthropist no less.
How
To know more,
convenient.
I can get my manager.
You old dog, Barnaby.
Uh-oh.
Didn't think you'd sober up for the auction. An hour ago, you were 3 sheets to the wind.
Oh, well.
You know,
Yes.
I hold my liquor better than most.
About
And
that.
the auction was an important business opportunity.
An important business opportunity. Ha. What have you done with the real Barnaby?
Just left him drunk at the bar. Didn't really do
Maybe
anything
I'm
to
drunker
him.
than I thought, mister.
Mister? What's wrong, Frank? You're looking pale. Don't you recognize your old pal, Grub?
Grub. Oh no, Watson's observing. What is Watson gonna figure out? Large wool hat, oversized. Ooh, sheriff. Interesting. Position of power, Sheriff Grub. What a name. Fashionable or hates to get dirty. There's polished nails. I mean, he doesn't seem super fashionable, but he seems like he's trying to be fashionable. Or he seems like he thinks he's fashionable. Luxurious textile, cares for appearance. That goes together nicely with the fingernails being done for appearance's sake. What have I missed? Oh, this one here. A bravery medal or something. Golden revolver champion. Proud or poser? I feel like poser. Fashionable menace or toothless dog. Sheriff Grubb is the law in New Orleans. He is fairly eccentric, looking after his nails, appearance, and image. However, it is just a cover for his true nature as a remorseless and highly powerful individual in the local community, who uses his image to distract and disguise his true nature. Do you like the sound of that? Sheriff Grubb is actually a barking toothless dog. The man attempts to make the impression that he is an important figure in the life of New Orleans. However, he is just a small cog in the governmental machine. In fact, the sheriff feels so uncomfortable and displeased with his role that he tries to compensate with ridiculous tournaments, fashionable looks, and threatening behavior. I feel like he's a fashionable menace.
Of course I know you, Sheriff.
Good. Now, while I have you, there's the matter of your outstanding fines.
Well,
I've been more than
that's
reasonable,
unfortunate.
But I'm afraid the bills come due.
Fines?
Watson gonna have to
Right,
pay for this guy's
I'm afraid
bills.
I don't have anything on.
Oh no.
Ain't you at the auction? I weren't born yesterday, Frank.
Yeah, but I need to buy the things so that I can make the money, so that I can buy the
That's
things, so that I
serious
can
stuff.
sell them and make
You
the
got
money.
off easy, but if you don't pay up, things get a whole lot worse.
Look, Sheriff.
I got
I'm not
nothing to
actually-
give you.
Whoa. Think careful now, because Frank Barnaby only owes us cash. But fraud, impersonation, that's weasel behavior.
Uh-oh.
And you know what we do to weasels round these parts. Feed 'em to the gators.
I mean, I'm new around here, so I didn't know, but thank you for
Frank,
informing me.
What's it gonna be?
Here's all I have.
Oh. Sorry, Watson.
Mighty fine of you.
Just lost
People
all
of
his
this
money.
parish deserve peace. They don't take kindly to visitors. Don't miss that boat tomorrow morning, Doctor.
I guess he knows exactly who I am. I knew he knew that I wasn't Frank. I didn't think he actually knew who I was. The local sheriff saw through Barnaby's disguise. He insisted on us leaving New Orleans tomorrow morning. At least there is a positive consequence of such failure. There is no sense in wearing Barnaby's silly and smelly outfit anymore. It's time to go back to the boat and change there so as to avoid Barnaby's legacy. Anything different, new in here? No, all looks exactly the same. So we have to travel somewhere and also have a conversation.
Told you it was a bad plan. Now we're penniless and wanted criminals.
Hysteria gets us nowhere, Watson. Tell me what happened.
Just because you don't have money, Watson,
He knew who I was.
doesn't
from the
mean
start.
Sherlock doesn't have money.
Extorted me for every coin I had.
Bah, all that matters is what you learned about the gems.
I shan't discuss it while still wearing that blighter's clothes. I'm going back to the boat to get changed.
Okay, I guess we're going back to the boat. The time has come. Is Sherlock following me? Yes, yes he is. Excellent. I have the power. Also, I didn't even notice this statue before. I was running around this square looking for the bank and I didn't even notice this statue. How pretty. I wonder if this is a real statue that existed in New Orleans. A horse. A little lying down horse. So lazy. Alright, where is the boat? This is the train. Here we go. I think that one is our boat. I would like to investigate the Nymph of Louisiana though, at some point. Surely that will be part of the game.
A pox on the crew.
A pox on the crew. Okay. Maybe it is this one then. The other one won't let me in, so
Is this familiar to you?
I'm very sorry, sir, but I can't help you.
didn't actually want to ask you about the thing that's there.
Always a pleasure to see you regular, Mr. Barnaby. Welcome home.
Thanks, I guess? Ooh, rooms available. Is there actually something else in my missions right now? Nope, just this one. That says time to go back to the boat. But the only boat I can get to seems to be this boat. Have another look around. Oh, we can go up here. How do you get onto that deck? Maybe through the cabin. I don't know. Seems a little strange. Oh, is it just... Can I just get changed while I'm here? Can I come to this point and then get changed? No, can't change clothes here. This won't let me on the boat. It's possible that this isn't our boat. I'll say that. Go down slightly further, I guess. See if there are any other boats down the road a bit. Doesn't really seem like I can get to the docks over there. And just find somewhere that I can change. I can't get changed anywhere. I mean, we are standing in the middle of the street, so does make sense. But also, I'd just like to change my clothes. Thank you. Thank you, game, please. Doug. Here? Nope. They're normally not this particular route where you can and can't change clothes. Definitely says go back to the boat. Not supposed to be going to any other random location. Can I just go through the staff only sign? Not exactly. I mean, I can go through the staff only sign. It's just not very good for my health. Oh, I didn't even do the death counter thing. There we go. Make sure I fix that before my death counter gets too far out of whack. Oops. It's gonna take me a long time to get used to that one. To get into the, like, standard menu, you press the middle button. No. To get to that menu, you have to press options. To get to this menu, you have to press the middle button, which seems the wrong way around to me. Everything else is open your, like, in-game map, story, all that sort of stuff is the center button. And then open the actual options for the game with options. Not here, apparently. This whole getting changed concept is very difficult, apparently. We'll try the nymph boat again, I guess. They did seem to welcome me a little more here. So maybe I just missed something I was supposed to do out here?
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
Yeah, she's not going to be able to.
But I can help you with something else.
Oh, yeah? Uh-oh. You didn't help me with anything else. You said you were going to help me with something else. Rude. Can't go through into the rooms available. Really not sure what you want me to do here, game. Six. Can't go over the wheel. Are there any boats further this way? See 1 and 2. Alright, maybe I just need to talk to one of these guys.
That's not something I know, sir. Someone else might know more.
No, seems unlikely. Can I talk to you?
No! Was that your luggage again? I don't understand. We just got it back in order.
Ah, lovely, thank you. Very helpful. I'm not sure what I'd do with that piece of information.
It was like the luggage had legs of its own. Oh, Mr. Pratchett will have my head.
Okay, but how do I get my clothes? I would like some clothes to change into, please. I mean, it doesn't bother me, but it seems to bother Watson greatly that he cannot wear the clothes. Okay, here we go. This one here.
Bollocks, now our clothes are in the bloomin' water.
The blimmin'
It was like
water.
The luggage had legs of its own. Oh, Mr. Pratchett will have my head.
I ain't sure what you did to the sheriff.
There we
but
go.
It must have been something real hairy to have him chuck your luggage off the pier.
Oh, I see.
Have we met before?
If you were the real Frank Barnaby, yeah, we would have. But where are my manners?
That's awkward.
I'm Lucy. And you are?
John, I didn't mean to be rude. I've just had a difficult day, miss.
Well, it's barely noon. And you've already made an enemy in Sheriff Grubb. The man starves his gators just in case someone crosses him.
Ooh,
John who?
that's unfortunate, but it does
Well,
mean
John,
that I think my
if you plan on
profile was
sticking around, you better
correct.
change that suit, or Frank's reputation will catch up with you. And then you'll be a John Doe.
Alas, one of those gators is currently devouring my spare clothes.
Good one.
You've got yourself in a fine pickle. All right, come on board the Nymph of Louisiana, and I'll sort you something to wear.
The nymph?
Excellent.
Is that what it sounds like? Why are you helping me?
Well, let's just say you ain't the only one who's had run-ins with the sheriff. Way I see it, this city deserves better. Now quit your stalling and head on over to the Nymph. I'll be in room 6.
Hopefully we'll find something
Rather useful.
to kick the sheriff out of here.
One more word, Holmes, and I'll hand you over to the sheriff.
Sorry, was that John talking or Frank?
Go annoy someone else while I visit the nymph.
That definitely sounds more frank. Go visit the brothel ship. He didn't actually follow me. Excellent. We're on our own. What is going to happen to Watson on this boat?
All dressed up with nowhere to go.
I can't thank you enough. As I was saying, our journey has hardly gone to plan. We seem no closer to finding our missing people than when we left.
Well, if there were anything to know, Champagne will know it. She's across everything in New Orleans. Look for her in the fisherman's village behind the Creole Quarter.
Thank you again, Lucy. I shall make my way there now.
Excellent.
Good luck, Johnny. Keep out of trouble.
See, the benefit of the searching that I did of this boat earlier was that I knew exactly where room 6 was. It's very helpful.
Ah, forgive me, Watson. The difference is plain as day. What a remarkable transformation from Barnaby.
If we're critiquing wardrobes, Holmes, maybe you can explain why you used to roll just one sleeve up. Did you get bored halfway through?
For sure. Okay, we are back to Sherlock now. And we're going to be looking for Champagne. Apparently I need to talk to some people. So, hello, can you tell me where Champagne lives?
Let me tell you.
How convenient. People have said that Champagne lives in the fisherman's quarter in a hut on a boat. She owns 2 dogs. Alright, so Creole Quarter, again, is the blue one. We should be heading pretty much straight towards it right now. But it sounds like it's in... Oh, it might just be in the green area though. Behind the fisherman's quarter, behind the Creole Quarter. Yeah, right, gotcha. So the fisherman's quarter will be the area that we haven't been to yet. I saw organs before I saw the word pianos. I've been playing Graveyard Keeper recently. My mind went to a very different place. I was definitely going to go try and figure out what that shop was before I realised it was pianos and organs. Oh, there's another sign to the Giddy Gator Bar. They've got some good signage, these guys. Alright, this is the Fisherman's Quarter. Excellent. So looking for a hut on a boat. Which looks like the one in the middle. Or any of the other ones like that. And also 2 dogs. I can hear dogs. There's 1 dog. There's 2 dogs.
Tocqueville, Lafayette. Hush
Tocqueville and Lafayette.
Them 2 don't take kindly to gents, especially foreigners. How can Champagne
She
help?
knew a lot just from looking at
Trip
me.
to the bayou, feeding a huge crocodile.
Some other time, perhaps. Word has it you know everything that goes on round these parts.
Maybe, maybe not.
Maybe.
What you want to know?
The bank in town recently purchased a valuable collection of gemstones from a wealthy man. What do you know of it?
Sheriff, I hear everything. This time I tell you for free.
Oh, that's
Next
very
time,
generous of you.
Pay.
Thank you.
May have
Is that
been
only because I don't have any money?
2 weeks ago, rich man's butler sold him some black opals.
And this rich man is?
Rich
Don't know
man's
his
butler.
name. Only got him from the French Quarter. Folk back in town will tell you that. That's all I know. You need a boat?
Hello, Lakita. How you doing?
I hire him out for dollars. Or a bottle of you know what.
Thank you.
I
for
don't
your
know
help
what,
and
actually.
help.
Could you elaborate? I assume alcohol. But, like, there's a lot of alcohol options. Could be a bottle of anything. Bottle of whiskey, bottle of wine, it's a bottle of champagne. Her name is Champagne. If it's not a bottle of champagne, I'm gonna be sad. I'm good. Had a bit of a hectic day at work this morning, but it was fine. Just busy. Lots of things coming in. Okay, so who is the seller? We want... banking house and opal trader, and then we want pluck with philanthropists. Nailed it. A for Arneson, most likely the jewel seller who stands behind the A in the telegram from the Edelweiss Institute is E. Arneson from the French Quarter. Excellent. So I guess now we have to find him, it would seem. Games are going good. We just got very stuck trying to find our clothes.
Are you able to
I've heard about that.
But other than that, passerby suggest using a cab near the Harbour Master building to travel to the French Quarter. Isn't the French Quarter like right here? Taking a cab seems entirely unnecessary. But it may just be that it will show me where it lets out at the French Quarter. Where I get off the cab, maybe of significance. Oh, this pig is so fat. Big fat pig. Okay. I guess we'll go and take the cab. We will do as we're told. I don't think I have any money. So theoretically it mustn't cost me any money to take a cab. So let's see what happens, I guess. It may also be that the person driving the cab is going to be a significant interaction because I don't have any money. Oh, that's actually gonna leave, isn't? Oh, that was the Creole Quarter, not the French Quarter. Oh, I understand. Okay, my bad. But sure.
Got a spot in mind.
French Quarter, and get us there fast.
I don't know if I actually did everything, but I did enough to know that I'm going somewhere different. Wow. Anson's mansion, eh? Dude, that's a terrible way to park your cab. Just saying. You've Austin Powers it.
Watson, the opulent mansions and stifling heat remind me of my time.
And blocked everyone else.
Corona does sound rather magical. Do you think you shall ever return?
Doubt it.
That place was home to some of my greatest memories and some of my lowest moments.
This is how we got into the field of crime solving. Very important part of our history. Is this even it? Is this the place I'm supposed to be going to? Or is it a different one? Let me look at the map real quick. Okay, so we're in the French Quarter. I assume we're heading to the biggest house, which is going to be down the end. I thought these houses were big. I do quite like the architecture of the New Orleans French Quarter style. It's very nice. I'm a big fan. I mean, I don't know about Lord, but
Excuse me, miss. Are you all right?
Sherlock's pretty full of himself, so he could think he's a god.
Waiting for someone, Eula?
Yes, sir. My brother Davy.
Oh
He
no.
works for Mr. Arneson in that mansion yonder. Been 5 days now since I last heard from him.
Ooh.
Now, why all the tears?
Because it's been 5 days since she saw her brother.
I feel it in my bones.
Watson, have a heart.
No, sir. Davy, he ain't like you and me.
No worries, Lakita.
He's smart in some ways, but he can't
Get
talk.
yourself ready.
He's pure and kind.
Fear not.
Aww.
We will look for your brother. One presumes this gate is locked. Is there any other way inside?
I hope we can
There's
save
another
this guy.
entrance through the stables you could try. That's where I meet Davy normally, but I couldn't get in. See, I couldn't find the key. It wasn't in its usual spot.
Oh no.
Please hurry, sir. Find him for me.
Because I feel like we may be too late for the Maori guy. I don't know, he was putting up a fight. Wait, we're on a new chapter already? The horror at the door. Anderson's mansion. I guess we're gonna try for 2 chapters today. I've done like basically 1 chapter a stream the past few.
No way in.
But we can try for 2. See how it goes. I've only been streaming for 40 minutes, so I'm definitely not stopping yet. Alright, what is this? Strong, locked from the inside. Okay. Do I need to have something pinned? I mean, I'll pin this. I don't think I need to have it pinned, but I'll do it. Steel, sturdy, intact. Oiled, traces of mud often used.
In the river, along with all our Brooks tea.
Yeah, that is rather unfortunate. Ooh, brick. Welcome to down here for a long time. Oh. Okay, apparently we're gonna stack that off to the side like that. I don't know what I just did, but okay. Why is this still flashing? Oh. Is that a horse in there? Oh, there's something over here as well. Heavy, covered in dust. Okay. Oh, I'm looking for a key hiding place, I guess. Broken stems, chipped edge. That's got to be where they're hiding the key, right? Lovely.
This must be the key to the stables.
Seemed surprisingly easy. I was expecting this to be much harder. Like an actual puzzle of some variety, but no. We'll just find the key. Alright, this is open now. This is open now. Is that a
Animal has been suffering for days.
live horse? Aww. Can I find some water? Please.
Mr. Arneson's cab is still here.
How do I get water for the horsey? I must save it.
Half empty. Or as Watson would say, half full.
Well, you're just a pessimist, Holmes. Obviously. Alright, did I miss something?
Poor animal has been suffering for days.
So quiet. Yet I doubt there was peace around here.
Do I need to have... Yeah, we have to have this pinned. Okay. Oh, do I just need to turn on my weird vision? Doesn't really seem to be helping me. What does that symbol mean again? How to play, I guess. Yeah, use concentration. But use concentration on what? Is there something outside I can do, perhaps? Can find some water out here somewhere? There's a horse here, it must get water from somewhere, right? Hello?
Me, please.
It isn't possible.
Help
for
me,
I'm
please!
sorry.
Please help! I must save a horsey. Poor, sad, innocent horse. It doesn't deserve this. Someone give me some water. I feel like I'm getting stuck on things that I shouldn't be getting stuck on. Got stuck trying to find my clothes at the boat. Took a ridiculous amount of time to figure that out. Well, it wasn't actually that long, it was just the fact that it shouldn't have taken as long as it did. Now I'm stuck trying to find water for a horse. Right, I can go through this door. I keep forgetting that some doors you just walk into and they open. That's on me. Water.
This might be useful.
Alright, here we go. Water for a horse. Not water for elephants, water for a
At
horse.
least that's one life saved.
Excellent. Poor horsey. So sad. Drink the water, horse. You didn't actually do anything, you just stood up. Drink. Yeah, good horsey. You're gonna be okay, maybe. Hopefully. Maybe everyone in this place is dead. I highly doubt that A is dead. The guy we're searching for. It's possible all of his servants are dead. This is a nice place. Imagine if you had a yard like this. Ugh, how nice would this be? Alright, what else is going on here? What can I do? It's too big. I can't use my ping tool to actually look for anything because there's too much. I feel like I just should be heading for a door. Oh, can I let you in?
You did it. You're inside? Have you seen Davy?
Not yet.
We are on it.
Please look for my little brother.
Okay. Saved the horse. We can go into the house now, I guess. Not that way, though. I wasn't even looking for a ways in necessarily as I went around the outside. Looking more at the gardens. What's this? Investigation scene found. Okay.
Size 10. The owner's footprints were shallow.
It looks like they were dragged. Oh, what's this? Blood! Oh no. That's never a good sign. No, that's still the footprints. Oh, there we go. That footprint.
Size 10. The heels are sinking into the ground. Look here, Doctor. 2 sets of footprints left by the same person, yet they vary in depth. What do you conclude?
They were carrying something heavy.
Arrived empty-handed, but left carrying
Or the opposite.
Precisely. We'll make a detective of you yet, Watson.
Alright, more footprints.
More boot prints.
Ooh. Leaving for work, no worries. Thank you for the luck. Have a good day at work. I hope it's, good. Preferably, but if not good, then at least not terrible. Would be good. Fingers crossed. Look at the branch. Root almost ripped out. I see it's not actually a branch, it's a root sticking out of the ground. Interesting. Has the brother been fed to the gators?
These fingers were severed with a single clean stroke.
There are 5 things to look at. My goodness. There's a lot of things to look at right here. Boot print.
Luxurious shoes, size 9.
Those are some fancy looking shoes. Slight indent palm print. Ooh. More palm prints? That's a lot of palm prints. Oh, animal prints. I see. Gator. Is it the gator variety?
Boots, size 10.
Okay. Got a lovely blood trail going over here. Let's make sure I'm not missing anything. I see a gator.
A scrap of silk, soft and elegant.
Look, hopefully it's A that's gone in the water with the gator, but that seems unlikely. Blood loss, waited a while, larger wound. Investigation scene complete. Do I have a thingy I can solve now? What happened to Davy? Dying horse? Backyard. Animal near severed fingers. Is that enough? No. That did nothing. I know nothing about what happened to Davy, apparently. I thought I might have known everything. Turns out, I do not. What is this? Mr. Anderson's cab is inside the stable, so he should be at home. So I guess it just wants us to look at the actual mansion? I did get distracted before I looked at that door. I don't know if I could get in through that door. Ooh. Ah, there we go.
Smell that, Holmes? Something bad happened here.
I know.
Oh dear.
Be prepared for anything.
Ooh. Something bad did happen here. Size 10 mud with peat dried up. So was I not supposed to find that bit outside until after I did all this bit? Have I done this the complete opposite direction to what I should have done? Door with a horse symbol. Okay. It's just no trail in dust, blood droplets. Okay. A letter from Locksmith. Mr. Arneson, I'm happy to know that you like the work carried out in your study room. It was a challenge and the most difficult job I've done. Does he have a hidden bookshelf door? Lock was handmade to create the mechanism in accordance with your requirements. I added a magnetic bezel that must be activated to open the lock. As requested, it is hard to see the keyhole if you don't know where to look. Tell your friends about me. Thank you. J.G. Lock, Lock & Sons Locksmithery. So they've got at least a hidden keyhole. I don't know that it's going to be a hidden door. Okay, so we've got a dead maid.
Please lend me your medical expertise.
Of some variety. Ah! Okay, we are Watson now, apparently. I think this is our first time investigating a dead body.
The poor woman tried to put up a fight.
Okay. Stab
An
wound?
enormous blow shattered her ribcage.
Oh. Is that her ribcage poking through? Is that what we're looking at here?
Extremely sharp and deadly. A wound like this could only be dealt by a man of incredible strength.
And cruelty.
We're learning things. Putting together a storyline. Because you've been there, Sherlock. You've been to that world, that creepy world. 2 cups of tea.
Tea for 2. An odd glimpse of normalcy amid the horror.
Ugh. Oh, it's just hay. I thought it was a bunch of, like, symbols. Oh, so someone was already injured? It looks like blood on that towel. It's like they were sitting down for a cup of tea while they fixed someone's insignificant wound. And then they all died. Oh yeah, I can probably go through the door with the horse on it, can't I? That's right, we'll come over to this room first.
I will need your help one more time, Doctor.
This doesn't seem like it would be Davy. Hopefully this isn't Daisy. This guy looks like a
A
zombie.
deep stab reached the man's heart.
He's gone
The edge
green.
suggests a sharp blade, but the wound is too wide for an ordinary knife.
Interesting.
The hand can bend freely. Rigor mortis has passed.
Let's see.
His corneas are already clouded.
What does that mean? What does that mean, Watson? I'm not a doctor. Ooh. That hay?
Hay on his trousers suggests a gardener or groom. This man has been dead for a week. The result of a sharp object piercing his heart.
You are mostly right. But I would bet he died 5 days ago. Heat and humidity will have accelerated the decomposition.
Yeah,
Mr.
lines
Thompson
up.
with his prey.
Lines up with the lady out the front and her missing brother.
Someone was bleeding, but it doesn't look lethal.
Okay, someone also seemed to have dropped some wine.
The bent end of this candle.
Very foolish. It was a big hit on someone to bend a candlestick from hitting them. But I assume that's what happened. Burnt note about telegram. I've intercepted a strange telegram sent to Ashmat. It is utterly cryptic and I cannot make head nor tails of it. The mailman confirmed the telegram is definitely for Ashmat, so he must know what it means. The rest of the note is unreadable, not unreasonable. Another burnt note? No.
Now completely unreadable.
I mean, it is another burnt note, just not one that I can read. Okay, what's this? Circular scratch marks, wax drops. Okay. So that's where they picked the candlestick up from. So here is another candlestick.
The candle
So it was
burning when it
knocked
fell.
off.
A trail of wax leads to the door.
Okay.
Someone smaller walked over these boot prints.
Interesting. So maybe this table was where they got the candlestick that they whacked someone over the head with. What's this one? Door with bell? Oh, I can't actually go in there. Okay. Does that mean I also can't go in this room? Okay. Good to know. Have we figured enough out? Important notes of the crime scene. I'm missing a few options. What have I not looked at? Can I... This will just take me outside, going through that door. I mean, I could try doing it without looking at the other things. Wait, there was something else I could pin, right? This. The lock in the study. I haven't actually been upstairs yet. Let's go upstairs. Because I have this pinned, hopefully I can find this lock. Ooh, okay. Door with sword we can go through. Door with keys. Let's check in here while we're going. A letter. Letter from Lakovka. My dear friend, the boy is a genius. Despite seeing a fraction of my formula, he recreated it and solved it. It is a function that young students have serious trouble with. Your Davy is a prodigy. What surprises me even more is that when I ask him any question, the boy writes answers that are your direct quotes or mine. His memory is impeccable. I know you took the boy under your wing to take care of him, but I'm asking you to let me hold some lessons with him. I truly believe that with your help, this boy can shine and change the world. I mean, that sounds mostly nice, a little bit potentially creepy and concerning. But mostly nice.
A dull book about local geology. I'd struggle.
Louisiana wetlands. Seems unlikely that that is a dull book that you would struggle with, Sherlock. I can't actually see the end of my reconstruction options. They're being blocked by my pinned message.
Mr. Arneson.
That's okay. We can fix that at some point. Keep looking around for stuff first. What is this? A bathroom. Whoops.
For a nice bath right now, Holmes.
Shh, Watson. Your clothes are in the river anyway. The ocean. I don't know what part of the water that was that we were in. Theoretically, it should be ocean because we arrived here on boat, but I don't think we crossed the ocean in the boat that we were currently in. Must have come from somewhere else. Whoa. That's cool. It's weird, but it's cool. I mean, I just want a study that's this big, really. I don't care about the portrait on the wall. But if I had a space that was big enough to put that sort of portrait on a wall, that'd be cool.
Arneson and Davy seem to have got along well. He looks more like a son than a servant.
Also, he looks quite young. I don't know how long ago these were taken, but it does make me think that the boot prints may not have involved him.
And Davy, 1881.
What year is it now? I don't know what year it is. Ooh, does this say?
New Pied Piper.
Not that I can see.
Missing in New Orleans.
Okay. Can I look at this? Scissors in the drawer? I mean, this is an office desk. It's just scissors. Letter from L. Dear Errol, I do want you to find what you are looking for, but I can't deny that my misgivings are growing with each passing day. I fear the worst. I am worried about you, about what you are doing. My heart stops when I think about where you look for your answers. I would have given them to you. I would have given anything so you might stop disappearing. Errol, please, you must stop. We have something beautiful together. Isn't that enough? I hope to hear from you soon. I love you, Elle. Interesting. Not sure who Errol is. Not sure if I'm supposed to know who Errol is. Raccoon!
Fauna of Louisiana. Full of things that bite, no doubt.
Lucky to miss the raccoon. So disappointing. Okay. 1882.
Note the blade, Watson.
Ooh.
A curved dagger, probably of Persian or Indian origin. 9 or 10 inches, I'd say.
It's a very fun looking blade. Alright, so in focus mode, can we find a keyhole? We sure can. Lock peculiar form A-shaped. In the lizard's eye. Very nice. Good little hiding place there. Alright, so I found a bunch of stuff. What's this one? There was an animal near the severed fingers. The animal left small paw prints. The impressions are fairly shallow, indicating that the animal weighs around 12 pounds. Severed fingers had been nibbled on, the bite marks and line of jaw being relatively small, suggesting vermin or a small dog. It's a raccoon. Raccoon did it. What is the book? Whoops, that's not what I want. Book means search this in the archives. I don't really know how to search the archives. Is that something I can just do? Is that something I have to wait to do? How can the painting lock be opened and how to learn the content of the burned message? Okay, got a few things going on there. What I do want to do is just unpin this very quickly. Have I completed everything? I have completed all of the options. Let's pin this thing on. Important notes on the crime scene. Alright, so what have we got going on here? No, she was wielding the kitchen blade, right? Oh, there's a person there, I see. She fought back. They said she fought back. Yeah, that seems reasonable. Excuse me, Watson. Excuse me. I need to get through there. This is really not helpful at all. Please. Please? Okay, I guess we're gonna go to one of the other bits first. Let's see, what else have we got? So what was this guy? He had a big old stab wound in him. Not that sort of stab wound. Not that sort of stab wound. That sort of stab wound, I believe. Then what have we got here? People sitting together, burning the letter, and smashing them overhead with a candlestick. I mean, seems plausible. I don't know what changed between these two. Is there any other part that's involved in this? I'm really not sure what's changing here. Oh, the weapon in their hand, maybe. I don't know what's happening there. Okay, so that's the axe. I feel like I want to go with the curved blade. I don't know for sure. Seems reasonable. Then what have we got here? There was definitely like the wax is trailing that way. So how would that work? I don't have any reason for this, but I feel like it could be that. Because the smaller footprint stood in the bigger footprint. Yep, okay, that's good. What's this one? Someone dragging someone out? Yeah. Someone dragging a bag out. I mean, maybe. Someone dragging a pig out. It's like it's possible, but it seems unlikely given the crime scene we're looking at here. And the fact that if what I've done so far is correct, we are missing a body. And there was a body dragged out the other side. That seems correct. So because of the hay on his pants and the hay on that seat. That's what I'm going with. So what have I missed? That was 1, 2... I assume I've missed something. Out in the hallway. That's why it's not letting me finalize it. Okay, we can validate now. Good to know. You brought a candle with you. Did you bring a candle with you? You would have had to bring a candle with you, wouldn't you? Just thinking about the curved blade. Because there was a photo of a person with a curved blade in this house. So, did the murderer bring the curved blade with them? Or did they pick it up when they were here? Let's see what we've got. You know, that's pretty good. This is the only one that's wrong. So did he not bring the candle then? Is it just curved blade, no candle? There we go.
The intruder entered through the back door at night, leaving mud traces in the hallway. Without being noticed, they picked up a candlestick and struck the man in the chair from behind. In the kitchen, 2 people were drinking tea, the workman and cook. They were startled by the noise of a falling body and went to investigate the parlor. The workman tried to subdue the intruder but was stabbed by the attacker's knife. Judging by the wound, it was a curved blade. The cook panicked and fled back to the kitchen. The intruder followed, but since their blade was stuck in the workman, they used the meat cleaver on the table to kill her.
Since their blade was stuck in the workman. What a sentence.
And ran for safety to a room down the hallway. Meanwhile, the intruder returned to his first victim and dragged their stunned body away from the fireplace and out into the garden.
That's gotta be A, right? Important notes on the crime scene. What is this? What do I need to look at here? Just all the doors, maybe? Maybe it's just because I haven't actually solved the lock situation. Okay, so... Can I decide what happened to Davy now? Door with horse symbol? I don't think I have enough information for this. Ooh, maybe. Maybe if I do horrors instead. There we go. Davy retreated and barricaded himself in. Eula's brother Davy is behind the door. Excellent. So how do I get through the door? How to learn the content of the burnt message. I don't know. I don't know that one. I thought it might have had something to do with the person who delivered the telegram. How can the painting lock be opened? Do I need to include secret lock in that? I feel like I do not have enough information for this. Letter from locksmith. 2 out of 3. Not terrible. Do I want to keep trying? I mean, we can try all the things. Might as well. pretty sure it won't be any of these. But you never know. Okay. We do not have all the information we need for that. Where is Arneson currently? Can I solve that right now? Letter. Farmer's Guide to Fauna. And Arneson's Mansion. No, it was neither of those things. I don't think it's going to be any of the other things either. So, now that I know that the kid is in the door, or behind the door.
Davy, please open the door.
After all this, Holmes, I doubt the young man would open the door to a stranger.
Let's go get his sister. Can I go out this door? Ugh, rude. I was hoping I could unlock it from the inside. Apparently not. Do I need to have anything pinned for this? Don't think so. No idea how I searched the archive. I hope it teaches us how to search the archive. For that animal situation. Oh, where'd she go? Eula! Where did you go? Did she make it into the stable or something? Ah. That was loud. What the heck? Did she do that herself? Her head's still moving.
Ligature marks on her neck. There'll be a bruise, but she should be okay.
Okay. Okay. Note with threats. Do you think that in the city the life of one English detective is worth more than that of a maidservant? Final warning, Mr. Holmes.
Doctor?
Grub.
Watson, speak to
Oh
me,
dear.
Holmes. We were just in time, Holmes. Eula is stable, but lucky to be alive. We should take her to a hospital for a
Well, we
further
gotta get her
examination.
brother first.
Yes. I fear I was wrong, Watson. The sheriff is not a man to be underestimated. To lynch an innocent woman just to send a message, it's evil. We're not safe in this city, nor is anyone around us.
Then we must not dawdle. Help me get Eula to her feet.
No. I will not leave here without Davy.
Lucky
Miss,
for you.
please, we must get you help.
I think I found him.
I will not be deterred. I will get my brother and bring him home.
I mean, you probably both need to go to the hospital, let's be honest. He's gone 5 days, potentially
If my
without food or
deductions
water.
are correct, Davy lies behind this door. He ought to be unhurt, but is no doubt shaken.
Davy,
And yet just scarred for life,
you there?
Davy,
mentally.
we understand what you witnessed before. It's safe now. You're safe. Please, let us in. Your sister wants to see you.
Everything will be all right. I promise.
Yeah, them gentlemen speak the truth. Just open the door. Big sister's here for you.
Starting to doubt this lady.
Davy, oh, come here, you. Thanks, sirs. Lord bless your souls.
Let me examine him, miss. I want to make sure he is unharmed.
Remember, he may be mute, but he still understands you.
Yes, I've heard he was rather smart. Observe the boy. Red eyes. Hasn't slept for days. Poor kid. Pale and haggard, starving and in shock. Unsurprising. Healing bruise. Days old, insignificant. Shallow breathing, alarmed and agitated. torn pocket, old clothes, or active? I mean, possibly either. Mistreated Davy or cared for Davy? Davy has been left malnourished and starving for the last 5 days, barricaded inside his room in fear for his life. Fortunately, he is physically unharmed. However, Davy hadn't been treated well before the terrible events that led to Arneson's disappearance. The bruise on his hand is a result of being hit. Davy was given only old and torn clothes to wear, or he was cared for. Davy has lived a good life as a child in this mansion. He has a fresh bruise from a fall or a bump. The torn pocket is just a result of his active lifestyle. I mean, they did sound like they cared for him, but I mean, just the implications of all of the things, the connotations, my personal connotations of the situation seem like he may have been mistreated. I don't know. This one just doesn't have as much to it, you know? This is just, he lived a good life. He's got a fall from a tree and tore his pocket. This is like, he was mistreated. The bruise was from a previous wound where he was hit. Let's go with mistreated. See what happens.
Any cuts or wounds, but the bruise suggests life here was tough for the boy. I'm not surprised he hid. You must understand, Holmes, he is still young.
He nodded.
Arneson, you've misunderstood.
Oh, damn it.
The boy's stronger than you think, and Arneson certainly didn't
Ah,
mistreat him.
bugger.
Don't mind him, Davy. Just tell me this. One of the photographs upstairs
Oh,
in
well.
the office shows Mr. Arneson with a man holding a curved dagger. He is the one behind it, all right? Good. Please write his name. And one last thing. The room with an image of a bell on its door may hold important answers. Do you know a way in?
You're very helpful, little Davy.
Yes, that will do. Sterling job, Davy.
He does have a very large room. Ashmat. Ah, it was Ashmat. We did hear of Ashmat previously. Not the first time we've heard that mentioned.
Oh, Davy. Things you must have gone through.
You should really both go to the hospital. But what is this? Go up the stairs to the crossed key room to find the key. Right? Perhaps. What does it say? Study room on the first floor has an interesting painting. There is a hidden lock on its surface. I did know that. Is that what they are talking about with this? Because that's the sword room. I want the crossed keys. No keys in the pot. Wet soil? How is the soil wet? Did it just stay wet for 5 days? Nothing of interest.
Let's take a closer look.
Okay. Signet ring, peculiar form. Protruding part, button. Push the button. What is in here? Oh. Well, I mean, that started with the first thing I looked at had a date on it, so I guess we'll try that. Oops. 1879. Whoops. Wrong button. Open? No. Okay. Where is 1882? I feel like it's more likely to be the one that has a portrait of Davy. When was that done? 1881? No? Okay. can't read that one, but it's got a date on it there somewhere. Okay, so what was 1879, 1862, I think is the only one I haven't tried that is from the portraits. And that's the one it was. Lovely. The hardest one to read. Thanks, game. Double-barreled shotgun 10-gauge Reaper M142. What is receipt from Lock and Load. Additional services. Engravings on buttstock. Engravings on grip. Engravings on safety catch and extractor. Total price $79.99. Okay, so they've got a shotgun with engravings all over it somewhere. Good to know. A set of keys. Very nice. I didn't know you could do this, and that's just kind of changed my world. That I can just press the arrow keys to change which thing I have pinned. Alright, so does that need me to do something with it? What did that mean? Find a use for the item. Okay. So I do need to do something with it. I just thought it was going to be something in my inventory that I could do. Put some parts together, choose the right key, that sort of thing. No, you just walk straight in. Telegram from whatever the price, pay it. Obsidian, glass-like stone, black. Without it, we can't work with lenses. London comes to New Orleans, must be in 5-6 days. You know what to do with deliveries. There's a lot of people who use letters for names.
By the looks of things from the Near East.
Okay. Interesting. Bed was moved. Frequent friction. Don't think I want to actually be in this. This is Cordova.
Dense and disturbing notes. It's hard to follow.
Right. I'm sure this was the place that someone jumped out a tower. Ooh, that's creepy.
Impossible, unnatural, but also familiar.
Fun. Alright, so how do I move the bed? There we go. Okay. Kind of seemed like it was like a hatch to go underground. It was just a section with a secret hiding place. Collection of notes with instructions. To reach your goal, follow death messengers, then pass through fire without fear. After the bleeding willow, chase the crows. Avoid any crosses that appear. Okay. Sounds fun.
A black opal, cut and polished, easy to sell.
Is it easy to sell though? Is it not obvious where it potentially came from? Okay. Now what? We still have to research an animal somehow. Do we have an archives or something here? Just 2 locations by the looks of things. You got some new outfits. He's got so many new outfits. Nurse disguise give them a taste of their own medicine. Royal garments so plush you'll feel like a whole new man. Sailor uniform, cover your sea legs and sea arms. Bohemian, if you've got it, flaunt it. We used that in the last game. Cordona suit, no jacket. For hot days or cool fights. Cordona suit, the good old days, with his one sleeve rolled up. Worker's apron does not prevent industrial accidents. I'm going to put his fancy clothes on. Just because we can, you know? So, this seems to be the only one that has anything active. But I'm not sure exactly what I should be doing with it. And then the searching the archives, but I don't know how to do that. So what is this? Place is covered in dirty boot prints, size 10, door with bell symbol. Key to the door with bell can be found on the first floor. Inside a parlour, a dead man lies. There's a gardener or a groom. Near a fireplace, signs of a struggle. Inside the kitchen was a dead maid. Nails are broken. 2 people are sitting and drinking tea. Mounted inside the wall of the bedroom, there is a hidden safe, and the study room on the first floor has an interesting painting. There is a hidden lock on its surface. Okay, so have I figured out enough to do one of these then? Davy? No. Where is Arneson currently? Can I do anything with that? Collection of notes with instructions? Receipt from lock and load. Note with threats. None of this seems particularly relevant. But note about telegram. Note with threats. Collection of notes with instructions. I'm not sure what that is. How do I... There we go. To reach your goal, follow death messages, pass through fire without fear. That doesn't seem particularly relevant. Telegram from R? I'm not sure at this point. What am I trying to do? Learn the code. Alright, I'm not sure what that is, but where is Arneson currently related then to the collection of notes with instructions? And there's a note with threats, the one from Grub, yeah. What is the price? Pay it. Obsidian. A Kafka. We know who it was now. Ashmat. So maybe we try that? Oh, it was neither of those. Okay. I have no idea then. Let's try these last couple of options here. Oh, that was it. Okay. Can be opened with Mr. Arneson's signet ring. Yes. Well, I did figure that. Where is the ring? Can I animal near severed fingers? And fauna of Louisiana. Okay. Halfway there. Collection of note with instructions. Okay. So just the mansion. Receipt, letter from locksmith. None of these seem helpful, so I'm just gonna start going through them to see if I can figure it out. Maybe I'm supposed to have searched the archives in order to have the answer ready to go, but I don't know how to do that. None of these things seem helpful in this question. Yeah. It is flashing at me. How do I do this? Search this in the archives. So press triangle, that's how. I thought I checked if there were any buttons that I could press, and it said no, but that's fine. Okay, so class. Do we know the class? Not really. What about order? What does that give us? We're gonna have to do one of those things. Around £12, so 10 to 50 pounds. Habitat, we are in the bayou, so it's probably the bayou. Vermin. Is that... So, like, rodent? No? Is it... Is vermin a class mammal, I guess? There we go. Raccoons. It was right on the front of the book. How come you didn't figure it out, Sherlock? No shit, Sherlock. The increasing numbers of raccoons in urban areas has provoked diverse reactions in humans, ranging from hostility at their presence to concerned care. Close proximity. They missed worship. But anyway. Close proximity to humans results in behavioural changes in how raccoons live and interact with people. For many generations, humans and raccoons have developed an invisible ecosystem that the animals now rely upon when finding food. Raccoons are fond of stealing food from local households. They typically nest inside tree cavities, fallen and dead logs, and other secure and isolated places. Raccoons usually do not prey on domestic cats or dogs, but isolated cases of attacks have been reported. The majority of attacks are as a result of rabies that can afflict raccoons. Oh my gosh, this is a long chapter. This is chapter 13, raccoons. To protect your household against raccoons, you might consider certain strong scents. Spicy smells can be used as an easy and effective raccoon repellent. They had the half-empty bottle of spice in the stables. A small bottle of cayenne pepper mixed with a gallon of water provides quite a powerful mixture to repel wild raccoons. Spray this pepper solution around your plants, bushes, and other vegetation. If you're trying to deter raccoons from prowling your chicken coop, spray around the perimeter as well. If you don't have cayenne pepper, Epsom salt is a good alternative at just 15 cents per brick. How nice. So now, can I say where is the ring? And then say raccoon. I can't tell if that colour is green or blue. But it was green. A raccoon took it. Raccoon has the ring. A local denizen, a raccoon, took the signet ring along with Mr. Arneson's finger. The thief was successful but clumsy. Good to know. Hey, Scribble, thank you for the lurk. I appreciate that. And then I guess we go and find it. Oh yeah, look at us in our fancy jacket. Wait, this is the fancy jacket? It's kind of a not great color, I'll be honest. But anyway, we're very fancy, apparently. All right, let's go look at the spot where the finger was taken from, I presume. From there, hopefully we can follow some raccoon prints. Alright, so this is where it happened. Where the incident occurred. Where does the raccoon live? I didn't expect him to be on the grounds. Covered in pepper, too much for a raccoon. Okay, so I kept going, I guess. Ooh, apples. Corn. What's this? Sticky fingers. Ah, there we go. Under some leaves.
Arneson's signet ring, as we saw in his portrait.
Lovely. So now we should be able to break into the secret room behind the study. Hopefully. All goes well. If all goes as anticipated. So that definitely implies that Arneson was in fact the one that was dragged down to the bayou. Probably fed to the gators, let's be honest. Alright, what have we got going on here?
Well, isn't that interesting? Hello again, Lucy.
Oh, Lucy. She's looking rather fancy there, you know. Love letters from Arneson, my dearest Lucy, my sunshine, believe me. As soon as I have dealt with the darkness that lurks in these swamps, I'll return to you with an open heart. Be sure that I am ready to declare to you all the world my feelings for you. I can't wait to hold your hand and be lost in your beautiful eyes. Completely and forever yours, Errol. Letter from Northwood Agency. Mr. Arneson, as soon as your instructions arrived, we started our investigation. Rest assured we will do our best to find the location in the bayou that you mentioned. However, we must inform you that there might be some delays in the coming weeks as our investigator, the lead detective in this case, is in Europe. Oh, he's dead now. Meanwhile, we highly recommend securing your findings until further notice beneath a table, in a safe, or in a locked cabinet. Anything will work. E. Spears, Director of Northwood Agency. Apparently he hid it in a whole damn room. I assume whatever happened was in here, whatever we're looking for. Is that a empty knife holder slot? Sure seems like it. Although the one below could be as well. Arneson's notes on Bank and Ashmat. Mr. Arneson has a collection of notes detailing his investigation of Ashmat. One of them reads, "That damned servant. How dare he use my name to sell opals at the bank? Was he like that all the time and I overlooked it? Or is it the influence of his foreign friends? I need to learn more about the man, especially after I showed Davy that cryptic telegram sent to Ashmat. What is it for?" Ooh. So that means Davy's read the telegram? That would be helpful.
My princess, my love, my heart. Fitting words.
Aw, that's nice. Is that for Lucy? Ah, we got a bottle of champagne for Champagne. Excellent. So glad.
Piece of art.
Alright, is there anything else in here to look at? Doesn't seem to be. It's hard to tell. The pulse thing goes away pretty quickly. And I turn rather slowly. Let's take a look at what we've got here. The only thing left is just the main crime scene, but how to learn the contents of the message, we can add... what are we adding to this? I don't know where it's gone into. Is it just the mansion crime scene? Behind the painting there is a door leading to a secret room. I mean, it's kind of relevant. Oh, none of that was relevant. I see. I guess I never picked the third thing. I assumed the other two were correct already. Whoops. Okay, so that means that it's probably in here that we want the information from. Learn the contents of the burnt letter. We want Arneson's notes on Bank and Ashmat. We want... I don't know what else we want in green. Let's just go with that, I guess. And then Davy. Oh, I thought it was at least going to be character portrait of Davy. He remembers everything. Alright, I don't know if I can do this one yet. Where is Arneson currently? Do I have that information? I don't know if I have that information. What's still to do here? It keeps... like it's showing me that I have to do something here, but I don't know what it is. Did I miss something in here? I don't think I've missed anything in here. I feel like I've looked at everything. Alright, we might just start having to make some random guesses on some of these things. Let's do... This one seems less significant than the other one, so let's start with this one. Honestly, I'm just gonna start doing whatever and see what happens, because I have no idea what this is gonna be. Arneson with a boy. Actually, is there somewhere where we have the story of Davy remembering and everything? The letter from Lakovka? Yeah, that seems reasonable. And then what would be the other one? Are we trying to do how to learn the contents of the burnt message? The horrors of the mansion? Might mention it somewhere in there. Nope. Door with horse symbol. I mean, that door has Davy behind it. That's how I learn it, by talking to Davy. Okay, photo of Arneson with a boy, apparently. Davy is fond of Mr. Arneson and must know a lot about him. The boy might share information to help save Mr. Arneson. Okay, let's test out that theory. So I'm guessing we're going to go back to the main New Orleans region, given that we have a bottle of champagne to give to Champagne, and we have photos and letters for Lucy.
We know that Ashmat is responsible for what happened here. We must catch him and hold him accountable. I know that you are scared, but you are also the only one who can help us. I believe Mr. Arneson showed you a cryptic telegram that was sent to Ashmat. You are an impressive boy with a phenomenal memory. Can you tell us the contents of that message?
Good kid, Davy.
Thank you, Davy. Watson, please copy down everything he writes.
Ugh, it's a square piece of chalk. That's so weird. Okay, so cryptic message directed to Ashmat. It says, when the storm starts, where the ships fall, at Stevenson's guiding light, the last embrace of all the chosen. Storm with a capital S. Very interesting. Okay. Watson, you might need a doctor. You're kind of half in the door. Okay, this is still showing up with something. Am I still missing something? Okay, so what did I just find out? The cryptic message and the notes. And neither of those. Interesting. Just gonna try everything and see what we get. Ooh, love letter from Arneson was one of the things. No, okay. And then what was... letter from L, maybe? Letter from Northwood? There we go. Arneson was taken to a location in the swamp. Ashmat took Arneson to the bayou. Oh, that's right. The letter said something about trying to find the location that they asked about. Alright. So I guess that wants me to go and talk to Lucy? Investigation scene completed. Excuse me, Watson. Will you let me leave this room? That's the really important question that I would like to know here. Can I get out of this room? Okay, there we go. Wants me to talk to someone. I assume it's Lucy, but let me just...
Sirs, all y'all lacking is a pair of wings.
Righto. If you say so. This is just the letter. So was this Arneson writing to Lucy, or was this Ashmat? Yeah, it says from Arneson to Lucy. I thought his name was A. Arneson, not Errol. Alright, am I supposed to be going back? Is that where we're at? Am I supposed to get in the cab and leave? It sounds so weird to be using the word cab in this era. Because to me, cab is just like yellow taxi. Specifically yellow cabs. Because in Australia we call cabs taxis. And we don't have the yellow ones.
It isn't possible for me to help you. I'm sorry.
Okay. That's fine. So yes, to me cabs are very specifically the iconic American yellow cabs. So when they say the word cab, that's what I'm picturing every time. I guess.
New Orleans port, and quickly.
But I do realize it's just...
lynched, a boy forever traumatized. I fear we've crossed the Rubicon, Holmes.
Davy is resilient, much like Eula. He'll overcome this.
You're right, but I worry this portends far worse for us. What have we got ourselves into, Holmes?
Great question. Yeah, I do realize that cab just means a form of transport that you are paying for. But it's just the instant thing I picture. Big yellow taxi.
Johnny boy, so how was it with Champagne?
Most enlightening, thank you. And now my friend Mr. Holmes would like to talk to you too.
Johnny boy.
You something. What can I do for you?
I'm afraid I bring bad tidings.
How bad?
It concerns your significant other, Arneson.
Arneson? Now, who said we were lovebirds?
Confront.
We only mean to help. No word of the matter shall spread.
What are you implying?
Okay, so what does Arneson think of Lucy? Where is his letter?
The man in this letter seemed ready to declare his feelings for you. Sounds like he was more than a client.
It's part of the job. Men can say weird things when they think they're in love.
Have Arneson and Lucy met before? Yes, we have a photo of that.
This photo of you and Mr. Arneson suggests the feelings were reciprocated.
I mean, it's her job.
Is part of the job, Mr. Holmes.
Yeah.
I don't even remember the man.
I don't necessarily think he's wrong.
And pay.
But his reasoning so far is not sound. What are Arneson's plans for Lucy? Where is the ring? Not the double-barreled shotgun. The engagement ring.
For a ring in your size inscribed, "My princess, my love, my heart." It is for you. Arneson was going to propose marriage. The facts are clear. You know Mr. Arneson and perhaps even love him back. Regardless, he has been abducted. His life is hanging in the balance. Please, help me save him.
Oh my Errol! What have you gotten yourself into? I didn't want to believe this could happen.
Lucy, what do you know? Could it have been the sheriff?
I don't know.
Getting very personal there,
this
John.
Town has darkness in it. Errol and me, we had plans, dreams. We wanted to make this place better for all the folk who live here. Errol had grown suspicious of Ashmat, thought he was acting odd. He brought up the bayou. I told him to leave it all alone. The water's there. They swallow everyone.
You mean the alligators?
No. It's local legend. The bayou's dangerous. Any visitor that sees Death's messengers, they die.
I had to follow Death's messengers. Probably ravens. I know. White
See a path
lilies.
with them flowers, you turn around.
All right, Watson. We must find someone
No,
to
I
take us
must
to the
follow
bayou.
them. I'm sorry to say.
You have our thanks. We will go and look for Arneson.
Okay. Now what? Right, I have the bottle of champagne for champagne. Let's go and pass that on and see if she can take us out into the bayou. She did offer boat trips as part of her services, I believe. Let's go see what she can do for us. So many horses just lying down in this game. I mean, even in addition to the one that was in fact dying. That was sad. Alrighty. Take us to the
And
bayou.
thank you. Your last tip proved extremely useful.
Don't mention it, Cher. Champagne ain't one for trickery. Now, if you need more help...
As it happens, we need to take a short trip through the bayou into the nearby swamp. Of course, you'd receive fair compensation.
It's almost dusk, and only fools go into that swamp at night. Come back tomorrow. Champagne will take you then.
That will not do.
Nah, we gotta
must go
leave
now.
in the
It is of
morning.
grave importance.
Oh, also
I
the
won't
guy could
take
die.
But if
Right.
you're crazy enough to go, I'll sell you the boat.
Wouldn't you know it, I came across a bottle of your namesake. Will that be enough for a boat?
That's a
Warm,
good one.
The bottle's dirty.
It's dirty
I
because
got a
it's so
deal.
old,
I'll
and
even lend you this
old
raft.
for
If you
champagne
go into the
means
swamp,
good.
you'll need it.
One last favor. The boat that we came on is to leave tomorrow for Europe. Would you kindly relay a message to the crew for us? We may need them to hold their departure till 8 in the morning.
Of course.
I don't know why we didn't do that before we left. Knives Out. It was a great movie. Yeah, we really should have done that when we were on the dock, you know? The Call of the Bayou. What a name. The Swamp. Lovely. Reginald, you better not try to scratch into that.
At least in Afghanistan, we had nippy nights.
It makes one yearn for rainy London.
This place, Champagne, did not mince words about it.
Keep your wits about you, Watson. We are
We
inching
making
closer
Watson
to
do
the
all
heart
of the
this
rowing.
mystery, however dark it may be. Hell's bells!
I told you to stay away, Doctor.
Oh my.
That he did, Holmes.
I rule these parts. No hiding from me here.
No case goes cold on my watch.
Reggie came to visit. Right in the
Now,
last
boys,
few
our
minutes.
friends are as good as gone.
This is it, Watson. Our moment of truth.
Alright. Sadly, our moment of truth will have to wait another time. Did it save? Can I save? Can't actually save. It usually saves around about there. Surely. Surely it's been not that long since it saved. Anyway, regardless, we'll find out if it saved when we come back to this on Monday. Thanks everyone for coming and hanging out. I really appreciate it. I am very much enjoying this game, and I feel like we might be getting pretty close to the end now, by the sounds of things. Starting to get towards the pointy end. Sorry, Reginald is walking towards me, and I don't know where he's going or what he's going to do. It's going to sit right in front of my desk. Luckily, I don't need to look at my monitor anymore, so we good. There he is. And you can see his head right in front of my camera. Love it. Thanks, Reg. But that's it for today. I will be back on Saturday, hopefully, with some more of Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I do have to take Reggie to the vet on Saturday morning just for some standard shots and stuff. Nothing actually wrong with him. He just needs his vaccinations done. But then I should be here, and then I should be back next Monday and next Wednesday with more of this lovely Sherlock Holmes game, which we may or may not be finishing next week. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Thanks everyone for hanging out, and hopefully I'll catch you again sometime soon. Bye.